Baruuk is one of my favorite Warframes in the game, and since the Techrot Encore update or the exalted weapon changes, I really wanted to make a build for him. And now he is absolutely insane, having insane damage numbers, survivability, room clearing capabilities that I haven't seen in a while, especially with an insane Warframe like him. So if you're interested, let's quickly get into this juicy build video. Baruuk is our pacifist monk Warframe. He doesn't like fighting, but when he does massive red crits and destroys everything on your screen, in the room and in Steel Path. So how does he do it? Is it his fashion? Well, you might be interested in it. This is what it looks like. This is all the knickknacks and doodads that you need to make your Baruuk look like mine. And I do have to say, his deluxe skin looks incredibly good. I love the look of this deluxe skin alongside the attachments that you gain on him. So if you do have the platinum to spare, I would highly recommend you get it. What else would you like to get and know is the passive abilities and the build itself. So fashion aside, let's start off with the passive. Quickly before getting into the passive and abilities, I do want to say clicking that like, subscribe and bell icon sadly will not get you anything, but it is completely free. Helps me out loads and loads and the YouTube algorithm as well. So if you're enjoying the video, click those buttons. I love you. Now let's get into the passive and abilities. Baruuk's passive is his restrain meter in his bottom right hand corner. This meter is depleted by your abilities. We'll explain that in just a second, but when it is fully depleted, you will get 50% damage reduction, which is very nice. Your point is to keep this restrain meter as low as possible and possibly empty throughout your gameplay. You will, as I said, reduce it with your abilities, and we're getting into the first one, Elude. This will make you dodge any incoming projectiles when you are moving, but not when you are attacking. If you start attacking, then you will start to take damage. Keeping in mind that your range is very important here because it determines the angle of which you can dodge the incoming projectiles, considering it's not a full 360-degree coverage. Nonetheless, when you, dodge projectiles, your restrain meter will slowly go down, and this will be our main way of lowering that restrain meter. The second ability is gonna be Lull. Lull puts the nearby enemies into sleep and also reduces your restrain meter. This is incredibly good as a crowd controlling ability. This can reduce your restrain meter a lot, and it can be incredibly good, well, for crowd controlling and putting enemies to sleep. We are going to be changing it though for the Helminth ability of today's choice, which is going to be, you guessed it, Wrathful Advance from Kalervo. This ability gives you insane critical chance of the wazoo, basically. You get teleportation as well, and when you target an enemy with this ability, especially an Acolyte, you are going to be doing damage numbers somewhere around 200 million. So Acolytes appear briefly on the screen and then disappear completely. What's gonna help out even more, Desolate Hands is the third ability. It summons daggers that float around you, giving a maximum damage reduction cap of 90%, which is very, very nice. 10% per each, so you need a 9 minimum. They do blast damage and they do disarm nearby enemies, which is very nice. As I said, lowering your restrain meter, and this is gonna be one of your most used abilities. Keep this ability active all the time, keep those daggers up, and you're gonna be surviving with no issue. What's gonna help you out with survivability, ironically, and even with damage, is gonna be Serene Storm, his fourth ability. You unleash your Desert Wind, your Desert Hands, which is your exalted melee weapon, and you basically punch air towards enemies. These airwaves deal damage, and massive amounts of damage to be exact, and now finally you can gain combo through them, which is incredibly nice. Slams are even better with this, but we'll get into that in just a second. One of the best things that you can possibly have is gonna be Reactive Storm. Now this will grant your Desert Wind 250% status chance, which is changed out with power strength, and it changes its damage time to the enemy's weaknesses, which is incredibly good. This is a must-have augment mod on your Warframe. And one of the best things about Serene Storm is the 40% damage reduction cap that you gain while this ability is active. This is your third way of damage reduction, and it is going to be incredibly good. Utilize all three and the build that you will see soon, and you're going to be having no issues with this Warframe in Steel Path. And now you might be wondering, well, Gaming Weasel, if this Warframe is so amazing, what does the build look like? This is the Baruuk build up on screen. Here we have in the Aura slot Steel Charge, we have Prime Sure-Footed. I know you can see it. You can use the base variant, or Handspring in my opinion is much better, but it is needed. We have Prime Continuity, Narrow-Minded for duration. We have Blind Rage, Transient Fortitude, and Umbral Intensify for power strength, and we have Archon Stretch for range. You will see where where we're gonna get that electricity from, and Equilibrium for a little bit extra energy, alongside Archon Shards, of course. We do have Arcane Fury and Molt Augmented in the Arcane slots, and you can change out Arcane Fury for Arcane Strikes so you get a little bit more attack speed, so that is completely up to you and you can change it up as well. One thing that I do want to mention is Adaptation. Adaptation can be placed instead of Narrow-Minded for higher level gameplay. Narrow-Minded, in my opinion, helps out a lot for your second ability just so you don't have to cast it as much, and I personally didn't have any issues with survivability considering you have 3 ways of gaining damage reduction through your abilities. If you're having issues, put in Adaptation, it's going to be highly recommended, but your second ability is going to last a little bit shorter. What's going to help you out is your Desolate Hands. You want to see the build? Well, this is it up on screen. We have Dreamer's Wrath, as this will allow us to use 10 Okai and 10 Okai attacks and increasing our damage on those heavy attacks, which is going to help out a lot. We are utilizing Viral as always, and Prime Pressure Point instead of Condition Overload. You can use it, but I don't prefer priming my enemies just because you're not going to prime every single one of them. We do have Amalgam Organ Shatter, Galvanized Elementalist, and Steel as well, and Voltaic Strike, which is going to help out with melee influence. Every time an electricity procs, this is going to spread the statuses to enemies nearby, and this is going to allow you to nuke even more than you're already capable. What's also going to be useful is the weapons of choice. Actually, we don't have any. We do have one just in case an Acolyte appears and strips our abilities away, and that is going to be the Cedo Prime. I said I don't like priming enemies, but I'm using a primer weapon. As you can see, this is the build up on screen. This is for priming enemies, I guess, and also dealing damage, which is going to be incredibly good, as I said, when Acolytes strip your abilities away from you. What's also going to be helpful, the Shards and the Focus School of Choice. First of all, the Shards. We have 2 Tau Forged Red ones giving us critical damage on our melee, 2 normal red ones giving us 50% total critical chance increase on our melees, and 1 Tau Forged Yellow one giving us casting speed 37.5%. And the Focus School of Choice, which I think is going to be very good, is Neramon. We're going to be using Power Spike, which is going to make our combo meter decay instead of fully disappear, and Opening Slam. If you Grunt Slam from your operator into your Warframe, it is going to increase your combo gain chance by double, which is going to be incredibly good. And now you want to get the Companion of Choice. The Companion is going to be very nice, helpful loads. We have the Panzer Volpophyla, the OG. We have Tandem Bond, which is going to give us melee combo counter on the Panzer's melee attacks, Contagion Bond, spreading statuses even more, and Tenacious Bond, giving us an extra 1.2 final critical multiplier, which is going to be so good, increasing those red crits even more. And the Claws up on screen. The Claws are going to help you out a lot as well. We have Electricity, we have Impact, and we have Magnetic and Radiation as well. Here, Bellringer, Magnetic Strike, and Brute Conditioning is going to even crowd control enemies, and Shocking Claws is what's going to synchronize with Archon Stretch. Archon Stretch and having Electricity on your companion still works for some odd reasons, so there you go. I guess you can use it like this until it gets changed out. When it does, then just replace Archon Stretch with normal Stretch, and that's pretty much it. Now you might be wondering, how am I supposed to play this Warframe? Well, plain and simple. Activate Elude and dodge everything. Lower your restraint meter, activate your Desolate Hands, your 3rd ability, and then when you're ready, activate your Wrathful Advance, and then your 4th ability, and then just destroy enemies. And that's basically it. You're going to be killing enemies so fast, they're not going to even be able to spawn in the same room or even the room next door. Trust me, as you can see by the gameplay itself, you're not going to be having issues with survivability just because if there's nothing to shoot at you, they can't really lower your health. But nonetheless, Baruuk, an incredibly good Warframe. The exalted weapon changes made him so much better, and I love using him. If you're someone who, for example, doesn't want to use Wrathful Advance, you can use Roar. That is going to be pretty much the same thing, but you don't have the red crits, but you're going to have insane damage numbers. You can pretty much use the same build. It's going to work the same with Roar as well. I'm very interested on what you guys think of Baruuk and the changes as well. Leave it in the comment section down below. Don't forget to leave a like, a subscribe. All that helps out again, and I love you. See you guys in the next one. This has been your lovely host, over and out.